Andrew. I'm from Benicia, California, and this is my 1972 Nissan Skyline 2000 GT. My very first car at age 16 was a 1969 Datsun 510. I saw a newspaper clipping and I knew that that was the car I had to have. The boxy shape, the lines, just beautiful from the side profile. Shortly after buying it, I started learning about the history of Datsun and the racing success that they had and how the Datsun 510 won the Trans Am Championship in 1971 and 72. My love for Datsuns just kept going. After that, I got another 510 and then a Datsun 620 pickup. And that was all in high school. I think I had 3 or 4 cars in high school at that time. In the early 2000s, playing PlayStation, Gran Turismo, and seeing, going through all the cars you could buy, there was a car that looked very similar to a 510, and that was a Nissan Skyline. And I had no knowledge of what that was. We're talking late 90s now. I knew I had to get one. And then fast forward to this car. My buddy Reed was going through some stuff. He didn't really use the car very much and he wanted to sell it, and he'd owned it for 15 years. The dream was always white. It was always cut up. It was always GTR race car slammed to the ground, Watanabe wheels, like that was the dream. And I've actually converted it into a 1970 GTR look. And the reason I went that route, if you don't know these cars, they have a surf line in the back by the wheels, and it covered the entire wheel well. Well, this car had already been cut, so it already looks like a GTR style. And the original GTR was in 1969, and it was only a 4-door. And then in 1970 is my favorite look with this front grille. And so basically I backdated the exterior of this car to a 1970, everything, including the bumpers, the front fascia, the rear fascia, the fender mirrors here, the marker lights, everything is 1970. So my history with Renown, I love Renown steering wheels. I met Scott a few years back when I was looking for options for my Datsun 510. I reached out to Scott and he had, I forget the name of the wheel, but I love the red stitching with the center mark in red, and it fit that car. And I found a horn button that was the Datsun with the wreath. It's like the racing emblem. I've never seen one before, and it fit the wheel perfectly. And I was ecstatic, and I love Alcantara. I love the grip of it. And so that was my first Renown steering wheel, and I've had probably 4 or 5 since then for all my cars. I think they fit Datsuns very well. I think they fit Nissans very well. If you don't notice, my style is very much vintage or period correct, OEM plus kind of stuff. And the wheel just fits the car. And you'll see that this wheel has the red accents, just like the GTR has the red accents in the GT emblem. I love the wheels. They feel great. They're the right size. And I've had different ones from the depth. I'm a tall guy. And in a 510, I love to jack the seat all the way back. So I just am one with the car. And that wheel that I got for that 510 was perfect because it brought it right to where I needed it to be to handle the car.
If you're an existing Renown user and have an interesting story you'd like to share, message us and you can be featured in a Renown Profile segment. Thanks for watching Renown Profile. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button below.